How to maximize your success in Google pay-per-click ads by forgetting about keywords. Yes, I said that, forgetting about keywords. Now, you might be saying, but Corey, I thought pay-per-click ads were all about keywords. There's all types of keywords out there. What gives? What's the deal here? Well, let me explain, okay? Now, when it comes to keywords, you probably hear about keyword research, and you probably hear about all different types of keywords. Some of the things we can cover here, there's location-based keywords. There's long tail keywords. And then there's match types. So there's broad match, phrase match. What's the other one? Broad match, phrase match. There's one other, exact match. Right? And a lot of the low-level information out there on this says that you need to find the right combination of keywords to ultimately get your campaign kicking. That is the ultimate crock of bullcrap out there, and that is not what advanced direct response marketers do. So let me explain why, right? Because Google Ads can go deeper than keywords. It can look at behaviors, and that happens when you're using a conversion event and targeting specifically a conversion event, and you've got that set up in Google Ads. So let me draw this out here and explain it. Let's just say we got our landing page here, right? And your landing page should only have one conversion event on that. I cover this in another video as I say that the number one amateur mistake in direct response marketing is having no conversion event or not one clear defined conversion event, but it might be a phone call. Let's just say that we want it to be a phone call. Now, Google Ads cannot really track phone calls inside of it. It kind of can, but what it'll do is it'll count clicks on the phone number as a conversion, and that is not an actual converted phone call. That is not a connected phone call is what I really mean to say. So if you set it up through Google Ads, it's going to give you a 1-800 number, and anybody that clicks it, it counts as a conversion. Boom, they're tricking you there. Don't fall for that. To actually track phone call conversions through Google Ads, you need a third-party software that actually tracks when these phone calls get connected and then relays that back to Google. So you could do a phone call, but I think for this example, let's just forget about the phone call real quick because that caused me to go down a whole tangent here, and let's just say web form, right? So your conversion event is people that submit a web form, right? And then on the back side of that, we have a conversion event. And let's see how good my drawing is. I'm going to draw a star of some sort, right? So there is our conversion event after people get through it, right? Well, now let's look at the keywords, okay? You can either do long tail and, try to narrow your keywords down to find people that are going to get this conversion event, or you can cast a big wide net and find a bunch of people that might do it and then let Google's algorithm do the actual lifting and find the people that are going to convert, right? And what you'll find is that when you let the algorithm do the heavy lifting, it's going to do far, 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 far better than you. So let's just say that we had a little pool here of narrow keywords, right? So this is what a lot of people try to do when they're doing keyword research. Right? Well, when you go with broad keywords, you get a much, much bigger pool. And so we're going to draw that out like that. There's our pool of broad keywords. Okay, so you got a bigger audience. This is essentially the audience. Your audience is everybody that either types in the narrow keywords or everybody that types in the broad keywords. Now, what a lot of people think is by having narrow keywords, well, you're just going to tell Google that these people, or you're going to identify the people that are most likely to complete this conversion. But what I've seen through experiments, and there's a lot of data out there to back this up, what you think is usually wrong or usually not as good as what the algorithm can do. So when you've got your Google pay-per-click campaign to optimize for a conversion event, and here we'll just kind of draw this out. It's kind of like a funnel. Right? When you've got the campaign set to optimize for this conversion event, it's going to go in here and find the people that are most likely to do it. And when you give it a better sample size, that algorithm is going to perform better. So, when we draw this out here like this, when you've got that bigger audience, you're going to give that algorithm more data to find who's actually going in there. So in that way, you don't need to worry about the keywords. Google's going to let its algorithm do the heavy lifting, find the people that match that conversion event, and then figure out what keywords they're searching for. And it's going to go deeper than a level of keywords. It's also going to look at behaviors and their other browsing history online, because Google's aggregating and using that data. And that's why I say you should really forget about keywords. So when I set up a campaign for my Google Ads, I am typically just using broad keywords and location settings that are going to get people that might have an interest and could be our actual customers into the system, and let the algorithm do the heavy lifting. Now, how does this play out in terms of cost? Well, what you'll see is that it starts off expensive and then it goes down. So if we were to graph this out here, here's just a hockey stick graph. When you first start off, and this is your cost per lead here, you're going to start off way up here, but as it goes on, it keeps going down and down and down and down until it levels out, right? So we'll just say that this is the broad keyword strategy. Let's try to make this all color coordinated. All right, there we go. And then what does the narrow keyword strategy look like? Well, if we were to put that on the same chart, it might start off a little bit lower. Might start off a little bit lower in terms of cost up front, but ultimately it really doesn't get the same effect as having a broad audience. And then the volume, when you're going narrow keyword, you're going to get fewer conversions. Whereas when you go broad and that audience is 10 times the size, you get far more conversions and they come in at a lower cost. And the same concept applies with Facebook ads too in another way, but I'm going to stop myself before I go down that tangent, right? So this is how you can maximize your success in Google Ads by forgetting about keywords. On that note, if you guys have any questions, drop a comment below this video or head on over to a Facebook group, the No Bullshit Marketing Facebook group. That's my Facebook group where I share more awesome marketing insights like this. No bullshit, no thinly veiled value posts like you see in a lot of other marketing groups. I'm a straight shooter, guys. On that note, I'm signing off on this video.